Hi, I'm ZZ. This is the ZZ Desire channel. Today I've partnered with OutEquipPro and we're going to be installing an air conditioner. Let's get to it. This air conditioner is approximately 45 pounds. When getting the shipment, it does not arrive at a PO box because of the size, so you will need a proper address to retrieve your package. When I first opened the box up, I noticed the box was giant. I wasn't sure how big the actual air conditioner would be, but upon unpacking, I realized that a lot of it was foam so that it was secure upon arrival and didn't arrive damaged. There was black pieces of foam. When I opened the box up, those pieces need to be saved, and the white foam, the chunky foam that you see, does not need to be saved. The first thing I did was I took everything out of the box and laid everything on the ground in front of me so that I knew what I had and what I was looking at, and then I printed out the instructions, which would indicate what my next steps I would have to do would be. For this install, you're going to need a drill with some drill bits, a wrench to tighten the bolts, a caulk dispenser with one tube of caulk, a jigsaw to cut a hole in your roof, and a ladder to get up there. Alright, so let me show you guys what I'm working with. So this is what's going to be on top of my van. Pause. You see that 14 by 9 inch square at the bottom of the air conditioner? Right here, the future foam that we're going to put around the top of our van goes right around these edges and not in front of this. Covering this vent could lead to heat and leaking in your van. This is the air conditioner with the compressor right there. It is upside down in the grass with the plastic on it still because I need to figure out what needs to be drilled, what hole needs to be drilled in the top of my van. I have the directions being printed up right now. This, I know from looking at it, this goes on the inside. Looks like some type of stability bar. Go over here. This is the box. I'm just keeping the foam in it. However, this foam I might need. And all the little components. Take a look at what it has. Some heavy duty bolts, nuts, and it's like an extra cap, remote, not much. It looks like it's going to be a pretty easy installation, guys. About to use my messed up blade. Realizing that my MaxxAir fan is towards the back of my van and I have a non-working device right here. It doesn't work at all. And then I have this light right here and I need approximately 9 inches by 14 inches. And I don't want it too close to the MaxxAir fan, which means I need to take this light off somehow. I'm not really sure how all this is going to turn out because I didn't anticipate having a light right there. I don't know why I didn't put 2 and 2 together, but I got my friend's impact drill and a giant drill bit, and I'm going to drill a little hole, and then we're going to try to use the jigsaw, and hopefully I don't get any wires. Let's do it. Yeah. Oh shit, look at this. I get personal service food. I burned it a little bit. I haven't eaten this good in, well, I bet it tastes better. Oh my god. So I'm not an electrician, but I definitely felt like one here. I ended up unscrewing the light bulb, getting all the screws off. It was 4 total. And then I wrapped all the wire in electrical tape, took out the light bulb, and just moved it to the side, and hoping I wasn't gonna drill into the wires while I was cutting my ceiling. An automatic light. That's what the back looks like. Ah, ew, there's like bugs. Ooh, that's gross. And it looks like burnt bugs in there. Anyway, I already have a hole, so that's good news, but I don't want to cut next to those, so I think I am gonna use the impact drill that I have. I gotta shut the front door now to turn this light off. Okay, now waiting for the light to turn off, and I'll probably turn on another light. Once the light automatically turned off, I got it out the way and drilled a hole with the drill bit, and then I started using my jigsaw. The ceiling was extremely wobbly and I started getting fiberglass all over my clothes. I ended up getting a pair of sunglasses for protection. Alright, I dug the hole out. I made a little drill hole in the top, and that is going to be my centerpiece so that I don't hit any beams. And let's go up top. So here I am taking forever to get up the ladder because I have a past with falling from a second-story building and breaking my ankles, so I don't like heights now, and I didn't trust that ladder. But I had to lug my big self up there. Almost. Once I got up there, I grabbed a Sharpie and a small measuring tape that I already had on hand. It was handed to me by my friends, and I went and I measured from the hole that I drilled on the inside of my van. So I drew a 9x14 square after I cut out the inside of my van. So now I have to cut this out with a jigsaw. I already have the hole to start out. There'll not be no hole in my pants. Alright guys, so I cut out the hole. Now we have all these foam pieces. So I'm gonna unwrap this one first. Okay, so after realizing which foam piece is which, this one that comes like bent, goes around the edges of the square. Those foam pieces go on the inside. They're the really squishy ones. And these are the dense foam pieces. They go in the back, like right there. Let's do it. So I put the foam around it. There's like these little hard pieces to stabilize how high it is so this doesn't get too squished. It's really sticky. I put it on there. I wiped down before I put it on there and just like rubbed it off with my fingers. And then I have to seal the edges. Now, as far as like this being a lot bigger, I believe it's supposed to be bigger because this can go up to 14 inches wide. I did measure this. It was 14 inches this way. So I think it's supposed to go a little bit on the outside. And then this is 9 inches. So 14 would be right about here. So this works with both 14/14s and 14/9. So I chose to do 14/9 since I didn't have a pre-existing hole in my roof. I just want you guys to know that this thing is 45 pounds. And over there, yeah, okay. Not really one to print out directions, but I thought it was important for this. So let's take a look. There's like a wire. Okay, you probably can't see it. That wire right there. So I printed out the directions. I don't know where option 1 is, but these are the two options I'm willing to do. One, you take the hose, you cut out a little spot in the side, and you feed it through. Or you take the lid thing off, this is what the inside looks like, and you feed it through that way so that it goes in the hole. I don't know which one I'm more willing to do, but I'm up here and I'm scared of getting down, and my Zaza's been there for a while, so I'm considering, I'm gonna see which one's easier. While I'm waiting for my friend to grab me a tool, I want to say that this was an extremely easy installation, like one of the most easiest installations I've ever done. The hardest part of installing it was climbing up the ladder because I'm scared of heights, and this ladder is, yeah. And then the other scary part was tried to drill the hole from the inside of my van first, and it was getting all in my eyes. And I think that was the second hardest part. But drilling a hole in the actual roof was easy. I just did a simple 14 by 9 inches, put the foam around it, and then it was a little bit too heavy. I had somebody bring it up here. But other than that, it was placed in here. I mean, I just put it on the foam with the sealant, and it's so easy. I'm actually really shocked. Now I really want to, after I install this, I still have to do like the inside portion, interior of my van, to finish installing it, but the top part, I think I got most of it done. I want to see how it is driving. Not really sure if it's gonna have much of a difference, but I mean, this is about 6 inches taller, so my van is now gonna be, I'm not gonna be able to go under bridges that are shorter than 11 foot from now on. So I have the wire here. Sorry that it is dark out right now. I just want to hurry up and install this so I could head to my spot and get out of here. I have like beams in here connected to my roof. I don't know if y'all can see the sparkly stuff on me. It looks sparkly in real life. I have like glass all over me from using my jigsaw and it getting all over me from when I was on the inside. So, but right now, I have my friend's tool, and this is not like a normal drill. Like the ones from Walmart, you just twist this part the opposite way of this, and it comes off, and I can't figure out how to get this off. But I need to put this on here. Once that happens, I'm gonna drill a hole right in this spot right here, because I know there's nothing underneath. I'll be able to feed it through, so I'm not worried about this spot. And then I'm gonna seal everything up on the outside, and I'm gonna get down and do the inside. Alright, this is the inside of my van. It's a little hot tonight, so I do have my fan on. But I just want to show you what it looks like, so let's back it up a little bit. So this corner is actually supposed to be a little up more, and down here it looks like the corner piece isn't exactly through, so I'm going to try to pull it up a little bit. Even though it seemed like pretty steady on top, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be more flush, so I'm gonna do that. Alright, so here's what it looks like now from the inside of my van. It's a little more flush, but there is a tiny bit of a gap because I'm not a jigsaw professional, but that's as far up as I could get it. And then that is now in the right spot. It's just not coming down as much as I wanted it to. This is what it looks like from the inside right now. I have one of the bars that I just kind of threw up this way with the edges facing down. I'm gonna just balance that up here for a second. I'm gonna grab these wires and pull them down because they have to go into the front panel for operation. So this is Oh, it's another wire. Okay, don't pull that. Okay, and then bring that down. It should be looking something like that. So I finally finished my air conditioner. Let's go inside. I want to show you. Okay, we are in the Vessi. Now let's look around at how we got this to work. I'm gonna sit in this air conditioner while I tell you that I have a little bit of a different setup. Everybody that I have seen that has connected this air conditioner has done it with a battery system, and I have a power station. So the way I set it up is slightly different. Let me show you how. So the first thing I want to show you is that I still have to put the panel on, but it is connected, it is blowing cold air, and I have it surrounded by foam and other things so that it comes out efficiently. So here's what it looks like right now. What needs to be done is I have to just pull this up and cut this out a little bit more so that the panel fits, and I have to get longer screws. It's very normal for your roof to not fit the screws. I saw in 2 other videos that you had to buy screws to screw this panel in to your roof. That is completely normal. You'll take the foam and you just surround it so that none of the air gets into the intake, and you just have air coming in and not going into your roof area. So once I cut that out, but it is working very efficiently right now. Let me show you how I did the electrical. I have, in case it was dripping, but it wasn't, I have a hole I did, and I cut it out separately from my air conditioner, and I put the electrical tube through that. I then brought it out this side of my Max Air fan because I already have a bunch of wires here. Part of the reason I didn't finish the ceiling is because I have to redo my ceiling so that I don't have wires hanging down. I plan on putting those wires inside the wall so I don't see them. Let's follow the hose down. Okay, so here's the end of the wire to the air conditioner. As you can see, it is cut and it is put in a RV converter charger. The one that I got is an 80 amp start. I was recommended to get a 70 amp. I could not find it, so I got an 80 amp start. Now you can't just plug this in when you receive it. These comes with ring terminals, so I had to use these to cut off those ring terminals, just like we did with the Max Air fan, if you remember that video. You basically snip the wires off, and then you take another little, you do like a half snip, so just the peel comes off, so that you take off this red and black outside of the wire. So after that, you unscrew these, and you stick it in there, and then you tighten up the screw. Once that is screwed in, I took the 80 amp. Is that cat food? Once that is plugged in, once I plugged in those cut off ring terminals, I took this and I plugged it in to my Grecell H2400 watt power bank. Notice my power bank is currently on 96% with a 786 output right now. That is I have my air conditioner plugged in, and I also have my fridge. My fridge uses approximately I'd say 40-50 watts when it runs. Today the outside temperature is 98 degrees. Let me show you where my thermostat is at. We are currently hitting 78, 79 inside the Vessi. That's my Max Air fan. That hose goes to my air conditioner. That's currently my air conditioner. Shout out to DK. I don't think he's a member, but shout out to DK because he bought me this, and I am really, really grateful. I hope this video helped. if you think about getting this air conditioner, it's definitely worth it. Uses a lot less wattage. It increases the value of your van, and also it's out of the way. You're not going to trip over anything on the floor, okay? So if you do want to get it, I'm going to see if I can get some links for you and put them in the description if I do, okay? Hope this video helps somebody as far as the installation, and I'll see you next video.